So now we'll be discussing a bit more in detail about the next one, which is the advantages of mass communication. So right now we know what is mass communication, where all we can use it in business, what not. But what do you think would be the advantages of mass communication? Well, the first advantage of mass communication, which I would like to get to your notice, is the reduced distance. Say you have a factory or you manufacture a particular soap in, say, Las Vegas. Just an example. Okay, it's just a hypothetical example. Say you have a factory and you manufacture a particular brand of soap in Las Vegas, but you want people even in California to know about it. How do you do that? Yes, transportation is a part, but imagine, I mean, a company which is manufacturing now to for someone to go out there and market your product. For say someone to go all the way from Las Vegas to California and then tell everyone around that what we are a company is located in Las Vegas and we manufacture soaps out there and we are coming over here to California to sell it. Wouldn't that be quite an expensive affair? First of all, you'd have to spend a bomb just on traveling. Secondly, on the stay, and then on the food. Plus, you'd have to pay that person. So many X number of manned hours is what you'd be using. If the person specially gets paid by the hour, you'd actually be spending a lot more. So I have a simple idea for you. Why don't you do this? Why don't you simply place an advertisement on the local newspapers, local radio channels, and the local TV channels of California? The advantage of that would be, first of all, you'd be building up your brand. So, you being in California, you being a Las Vegas brand, you'd be building up your brand name and your brand symbol in California as well. So, as we had discussed earlier, so when you're on TV, that means you're famous, that means the world knows you, that means everyone around knows you, and that means people will start trusting you. So, imagine what would be the case if you're simultaneously on TV, on the newspaper, and on the radio. So, though the distance between California and Las Vegas is huge, yet people in California would now know you, would trust you as a brand, and would buy your products. So, though you would need to spend quite an amount, but it would be quite easy and the work would get done much faster. It would be done almost, you can say, in no time, because you shoot a TV commercial, you put it across, and that's done. So that's how fast your work can get done. Once you place your advertisement on television, newspaper, we can actually have huge billboards as well out there. If you consider the distance between Las Vegas and California is huge, yet it didn't take you any time to set up your brand out there. So this ideally reduced the distance. Now, for example, you have companies like Procter and Gamble who sell their products globally all over the world. Now, these companies like Procter and Gamble, which manufacture toothpaste and soap and everything, you name it, these companies mostly manufacture most of the products. For a company which is Procter and Gamble, I believe is a British company, so a company which is producing so many goods and is still famous all over the world. Yes, they have their local offices and local manufacturing units in every country. However, the fact that they have actually reduced the and the distance. Now, this is from a customer and an entrepreneur point of view. But if you actually consider, say, the head office of, for example, like the example I gave you of Las Vegas and sorry, of Procter and Gamble, the head office of Procter and Gamble is located, say, somewhere in Europe, say in London, and there is a branch office in Ghana, which is in Africa, and they want to communicate. So the head office wants to communicate something to all the offices or to all employees in the Ghana office in Africa. Do you and say that's very urgent? Do you actually expect people to drop in over there and tell and go back? Well, that's very time consuming and is quite an expensive affair. I have a simpler idea. Why don't you simply call them up over the telephone or just send them an email or just upload it on the intranet website, which is meant only for internal employees? So, what are we doing out here? So, this company is communicating to a lot of his employees at the same time using a feature of mass communication. So, what does mass communication do? Mass communication has reduced the distance between the European and the African head of African offices. Any urgent news as on today can be passed on within minutes, within fractions of seconds. With the help of internet, you can simply just mark a mail, send a text message, or you can even call. You can have a conference call. You can just upload it on your website, and everyone who's on the website will be able to see it. In olden days, you had someone who was called a runner. Now, this runner was supposed to run all his way and give the message and run back all the way and you know with the message. So I'm talking about ancient Europe, ancient Greece, where these kind of things happened. So now you don't need a runner. Then people started designing pigeons. They started domesticating pigeons, and they started making pigeons the pet. So they you had these pigeons you used to tie the message which needed to be sent on the legs of the pigeon, and the pigeon used to go and deliver the messages. Then you had postmen, and now you have courier services, which takes some time. However, if I ask you what is the best and the fastest form of communication, what would you say? Email. If you want to communicate to someone overseas in a very economic way, the fastest way would be emailing. So you communicate, and one email can be sent to a lot of people at one point of time. So you don't have to keep on drafting, unlike a call. You don't have to keep on dialing a number, or you just need to enter the email ID and you just need to draft the same email and press the send button, and oh, it goes. So a lot of people get the same message at one point of time. Thus, the distance have reduced. You don't have to wait for hours for them to receive the message, and plus the distance has reduced. And you get the message in no time. As I said, a lot of people get it. So the same principle is even followed uh, by local companies when it comes to marketing. You just have one form of text message which is drafted and sent to all the customers on the database. So all the customers, those interested, revert back to the text messages, maybe with a missed call or maybe with a call, and those not, just do not bother. So just another way of showing how mass communication can be used and has decreased the distances between places, right?